Hey guys, what's up? Cardfight here, and today I'm here with a Spike Brother deck profile. I know you guys wanted to see a Tachikaze deck profile first, but I'm still missing a Perfect Guard G from that deck for that deck. So I'm just gonna wait till I get that on Wednesday, and then I'll put my deck up. But for now, let's you guys can check out my Spike Brothers deck profile because this deck is fairly complete and it's really fun to play. It's also really strong, so without further ado, let's get right into the deck profile. For the starting Vanguard, we're running Mecha Trainer because Mecha Trainer is basically he is Conroe for spikes, so obviously very strong. For those of you who don't know his skill, it's kind of +1. Retire this unit and then search your deck for a grade 1 Spike Brother card, add to your hand, and then shuffle your deck. So basically, if you want any grade 1, you can get it. So obviously that's really strong. If you need a Stride Fodder, you got it. If you need the frog guy, then you got it. If you need a Perfect Guard, then you got it. So this is really good. Definitely like him. He's a very consistent card. Next, we're running four Rising Nova. He's the Stride Break for the deck, and he's very fun card. So skill is Generation Break 2. Choose a card from your hand and put it in your soul. When this card attacks a Vanguard, you may pay the cost. If you do, search your deck for one card and call it to the Vanguard circle. It's very basic Spike Brother skill. Second skill is during your turn, if you stride on top of this card, you can choose up to one of your Vanguards, and until the end of the turn, it gets a new skill, and that new skill is kind of +1. Choose a card from your hand, put it into your soul. When this card attacks Vanguard, you may pay the cost. If you do, search your deck for one card and call it to an open rearguard circle, and then that unit gets +5,000 power until the end of turn. So basically, the Stride Break skill is a more juiced up version of his Generation Break 2 skill, except it costs a counterblast, but it got +5,000 power. So you can use his Stride Break skill to set up stuff and charge units from your deck. So it's pretty cool. Yeah, it's just a very good setup card. Next, we are running 4 of the rare guy. What's his name again? His name is where's his name? His name is Bulldozer Doby. Or Dobu. Skill is charge. So how charge works is if this unit is called by a card effect, then he becomes charge. And after you attack or boost with a unit that's charged, then it goes back into the deck. So basically, any unit, any battle it participates in while it's charged, it'll go back to the bottom of the deck. And basically, what his skill is when this unit is in charge, it gets +10,000 power. So basically, if you call him with the skill, this card automatically becomes 21k, which is very scary because 21k is quite a high number. Although you do lose this guy, you will force your opponent to drop a lot of cards, so it's pretty good. He's like a really good rearguard circle, grade 3. So running 4. This deck is pretty focused on Nova, on Rising Nova. So if you don't ride into Rising Nova, then you're in a bad spot anyway. So I'm just gonna go 4/4. I know some people who want to run Bad and Dragger with this deck, and I can see it working, but I personally don't. I like running Bulldozer instead because you can hit those nice numbers. So I have a Bad and Dragger deck for a different build. So next, running 3 Axe Diver. He's the support for Rising Nova. He has the charge skill, and when this card Counter Blast 1, Soul Blast 1, when this card is placed on a rearguard circle, If you have a Rising Vanguard, you may pay the cost. If you do, choose one of your rear guards and bind it, and then the binded card gets placed back onto the onto a rear guard circle, and then that unit becomes and if that unit becomes charged, both this unit and that unit gains 5,000 power. So basically, he just helps you charge a unit. In order to activate his skill, he doesn't have to be charged. He can just you can just call it from your hand. But if you do charge a unit, then he will get an extra 5,000 power. So that's an extra magic number that your opponent has to ditch cards for. So yeah, him being in charge, him charging gives you the extra 1,000 power. So it's up to you to decide. If you have him in hand, he's still okay, but you might want to put him into soul instead with your other skills if you want to call other stuff out. But nonetheless, he's still okay. He's a good backup for if you don't have Wind Killer. Wind Killer Misery, running 4 of her, and her skill is she's the key card for the deck. It's Generation Pick 1, counter loss 1, choose a card in your hand and put it into your soul. When this unit attacks and it's boosted, you may pay the cost. If you do, choose your look at your deck and search for a card that's not named Wind Killer Misery and call it to an open rearguard circle, and then that unit gets plus 5,000 power. So again, keep in mind that you do have to call into open rearguard circles. A lot of these units require you to call into open rearguard circles, so you can't have existing units in. But it's not a problem if your units are charging. So yeah. All right. So next, we're running the Grade 2 version of Bulldozer. This guy, his name is what's his name? Cobalt. I think it's Cobalt. I think it's Cobalt Impulse. No, that's Cobalt Impulse is the other one. Geez, sorry. Oh, the name is Heave Wheeze. Heave Wheeze's skill is he has a charge skill and a Generation Break 1 skill. And when this card is charged, he gets plus 10,000 power, charging. So basically, he's the backup for Bulldozer if you don't have it. Also, if you want to do Miracle Ace plays, then he is also there because you can charge him from your hand. So yeah, he hits 19, which is not as good as 21, but he's a Grade 2, so it's fine. Oops, that's not what I want to show you. Grade 1s. So we're running 4 Frog Raider, I think his name. Raider, yeah, Frog Raider. His skill is when a card is charged, with charge ability is called in the same column as this card. If you have Rising Vanguard, stand this unit. So basically, after you boost the charging unit, and then you call another charging unit with this charge skill, you can restand it. So what that means is you get your columns don't lose power without boost because it becomes restand. But that only works if the unit is in charge. So you can't, if you call a Wind Killer from your deck, then he doesn't stand because Wind Killer does not have the charge skill. But yeah, he's kind of like a light Leslie in the Nightmare Doll deck, except not, I guess. Here they serve the same purpose. Next, we're running Mood Maker Nyanrock. So obviously has a charge skill. And this Generation Break skill is when this card is charging, this unit gets plus 4,000 power. And then when this unit is placed from the rear guard circle back into your deck, then you can choose one of your rear guards and give it plus 4,000 power. So you can have this charging unit go back in the deck and give this thing plus 4k, so he becomes an 11k booster, which is pretty strong. If you also put another trigger on him, he'll become a 16k booster. So that's pretty scary because you can reuse it, right? So it's pretty awesome. So next, we're running 4 of the Stride Enablers. You will call your Grey out 3s out in this deck, so running Stride Enablers is 4 Stride Enablers is not abnormal. And you also really want to ride into Rising Nova, so that's another reason why we're running 4 Stride Enablers. And of course, last but not least, we're running 4 Purple Guard Gs. This deck counterblosses a lot, so running 4 Purple Guard Gs is not unreasonable. I know a lot of YOLO players like to run not as many Purple Guards because they want to slot in better Great Ones or something to attack with, but I think 4 is fine in this day and age. If you can't YOLO kill them, then at least you still have a chance to live. And you know, you might lose your Mega Trainer. So anyway, running 4. Whoops, shit. Running 4 of the Nova Crit. Running 4 of the damage unflip crit. Putting your crits into the soul is okay because you can this deck does actually just you can soul blast with it, so it's okay. 4 draws. You do put a lot of cards from your hand to soul to toolbox, so running draws is nice. And then running 4 heals. This is not 8 air, so I automatically lose. Not the best spike with a heal trigger, but I'll work with what I have. I'm kidding. But yeah. So let's move on to the G zone. I'm running 3 of the Dampier Lily. Normally these can be taken out for 2 more Miracle Ace. But I'm only running 2 Miracle Ace because I don't really feel the need to run 4. Also, it's a bit cheaper to just run 2 Miracle Ace. So most of the time you'll be using only one Miracle Ace play anyway. So these are fine, and these can help you set up for your field if you're having a really bad time for some reason. If you don't have Rising Nova as your Vanguard, then you can just stride into these to fight, because these are okay, I guess. Her skill is, when this card attack hits, you can choose a card in your hand and call with the charge ability and call it to a regard circle. And then during this turn, that unit gets plus 5,000 power, and a new skill. When this card is put from the regard circle to back into your deck, you can draw a card. So you don't really lose a card for do that, but you do get an extra 5k, so it's nice. Next, we're running the card from Fighters Collection. It's from the first G Fighters Collection. I forgot what his name is, but his skill is choose a card from your hand and put it in your soul. When this card that's the cost, and when this card attack hits, you can pay the cost. If you do, search your deck for 1 unit and call it to a regard circle, and then it gets plus 5,000 power. So what's different between these 2 units is if you don't have a unit with charge in your hand, you'll be using this. If you have some charge units, then you'll be using this instead. Because if you have anything like Wheeze, Wheeze, or whatever his name is, you can just not lose a card. The thing about this card is it doesn't have to be charged, because back when he came out, charge wasn't out yet, but you do lose a card because you have to put a card in your hand, put a hand into your soul in order to call a card from the deck. But it is from your deck, so it is like okay. And you can also call for search for wink killers, which is also nice. Yeah. If you call wink killer, you get to keep it, but anything else, you don't get to keep it. So it's nice to set up for your wink killer plays, I guess. And then next, running to Miracle Ace. Skill is kind of lost one, Persona flip a Miracle Ace, and then during a turn this card gets a new skill. When Vanguard is put back into your deck, you can choose one unit and it gets plus 1000 power. And then his Generation Break 3 skill is Soul Loss 2. When a Vanguard is put back into the deck, you can pay the cost. If you do, choose a card in your hand and call it to a Vanguard circle. So as long as if you have enough soul, you can constantly use the skill, which is actually really, really good. If you for some reason have a lot of cards with charge in your hand, then you just keep on abusing the effect. And then if you have soul, you can just keep attacking. It's really, really depends on how your hand is. So if you don't really have a good hand, then I would refrain using him. Instead, you can use Dirty Picaro instead. Dirty Picaro's skill is kind of lost 2. G flip 1 card, so it doesn't have to be himself. It can be anything, so you can just flip these since you have so many of them. And then choose a card in your hand and put it in your soul. And then when this card attacks, you can pay the cost. If you do, for every face-up card in your G zone, you may search your deck for a card and call it to a Vanguard circle without a unit in it. So usually, if you use it on your second turn, like second stride turn, you'll have 2. So, or I mean third stride turn, you'll have 2. So you're gonna call 3 because you'll flip a card with his skill. So yeah, this uses a lot of counter loss, so you might not want to use it. Oh wait, no, you can use this on your. Yeah, you can use this. You have to use this on your third stride or second, depending on how many. Because Generation 3, so you need to have 1, 2, and then himself. That counts, but. Yeah, so usually your third stride, because unless you use him for your second stride for some reason, you won't be able to use him. But I wouldn't recommend using Miracle Ace on your first stride, because his Generation Break 3 is really strong. So you just play around with these first, because they don't require counter blast, so that you can reserve your counter blast for this, and your wink killers. So yeah, that's pretty much it for this deck. I've been playing with this deck pretty much the whole day. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this deck profile. Thank you for watching, guys. This is Cardfight, and I'll see you guys later.